Okay. Wrong place. Here's where I want it. All right, what I need you to do is go ahead and bring Study Island up and log in. We're going to do something a little different. And don't worry, they're having to cover the same lessons we're covering, so. We're going to have a little bit more fun with it. We are, dude. You can't, I've tried doing Kahoot and you can't, they limit the amount of text you can put in. Deborah, I need you to log on. And then here's what we're going to do. Oh, wait a minute, let me go to the right class. Alright, now. Okay, under where it says my classes, oh, yeah, where does it say math one thing? There we go. Getting top today. Everybody logged in? Alright, so under where you go to my classes, you should go to where it says, everybody under my classes? Under my classes, it should say, my classes. Then there should be a group section. The group section at the very top. And my classes, group section at the very top. So I got Kobe in, Alexis in, your name's going to show up here. So you go to my classes and then you click on group section. Who's not in? Alright, so what we're going to do, you know how normally we'll do the practice problems together? This is the Kahoot of Study Island. Okay, now. You're going to have questions. The question's going to show up just like it is on here. So when I start polling, now your question should show up. And it says, which of the following graphs represents the equation above? So remember, we talked about the y equals mx plus b. The m is your slope. That tells you how much to go up and over. The b is your y-intercept. And then once you've answered, hit submit, you'll have a blue dot by your name. Remember, look at your slopes. Are they positive or negative? That should help you out. Look at your y-intercept, is it crossing at the right spot? Yes? Alright, now I'm going to show you the correct, what do y'all think the answer is? W? Yes? Alright, so should I not have W? It says me right there. W is the correct answer. But Here's everybody. You want to see a star by your name? Where's our stars? So it shows you, or I can see what you've answered and what you haven't answered if you answered it correct or not. So on here, you've got -1's your y-intercept, but more importantly, remember I said the slope is positive, so it is a line that's going up. These two are negative slopes, so those are negatives, those are going down, so it's not one of those, so it's got to be one of these. And then the -1 crosses right here at -1. That one crosses at +1, so that's why it's different. Alright, next question. Same thing. Picking a graph. You got a negative slope this time, -2/5x, and a -2 intercept. Now these are ones that you will get on your non-calculator portion of your test. You do not need that calculator to answer this question. You should know based on that slope and the y-intercept what that answer is. Based on the slope and y-intercept, you shouldn't need to use your calculator for this one. So you take the slope here, your y-intercept, y. Slope and y-intercept. Everybody good? What's our answer this time? X. X is what we went with. Let's see. X is the answer. So right here, remember I said you've got a negative slope, so its slope is going down. Well, that one's going down and that one's going down, so it's got to be one of those two. And then it crosses the y at -2. So that one crosses right there at -2, so X should be it. We're going to see all stars? No? Oh, why not? Yeah. Oh, Lord of mercy. We had more wrong that time than we did the first time. Alright, here we go. This time it tells you, it doesn't give you the equation, it just says you got a slope of 4/3 and a y-intercept of 2. Come on guys, we can do this. Positive slope that has to go up and a y-intercept of 2, so I have to cross it 2. So find the one that has a positive slope, crosses at 2, and the slope is up 4 over 3, so up 4, right 3. Up 4, right 3. One that has a y-intercept of 2, up 4, right 3. We good? Alright, so y-intercept of 2 means it crosses at 2. So that one crosses at 2, that one crosses at 2, that one does not cross at 2, and that one does not cross at 2. It's not either one of those. So that slope says go up 4, right 3. So from right here I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Did I hit the line? No. So from right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So Y was your answer? X was your answer? Let's see. Come on, stars. Oh, what's going on? Why are we missing these? What was hard about this one? What did you miss? Okay. Because I had more missed that one. I mean, there was more missed that one than all the other ones. So you understand what it is now? I mean, these are easy questions to get. You got to start at 2, 2 on the Y, and then that slope should go up from that point, go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 3. I don't want you missing these. These are easy questions here. Now try again. Alright, this time a little different. At what point does the line given by this equation cross the x-axis? You might want to use a calculator on this one. Cross the x-axis. So at what point does it cross the x-axis? Oh, sorry. My bad. Thank you. Now you should be able to see the question. So you want to graph it, figure out where does it cross the x-axis. Now the x-axis is where y is 0. I should keep you, actually I should keep you. Y is 0, the x-axis. So graph it, look for that x-intercept. And if it's not a whole number, then you've got to do a intercept. I'm going to graph it while y'all are doing this. I graph it, if I just go to that standard window, there's what I got. Can I get that? Everybody answers? Okay, we'll wait till everybody answers. So where does it cross the x-axis? I need to turn one of the lights on so you can see your calculator? Or are you okay? You good? Alright, so coming back over here on this graph, Shelby, did you get the graph? Alright, so right here's where it crosses the x-axis. That's in between 3 and 4. So if I go to my table, I'm not going to see a 0 right here, which is what I'm looking for, where there's a 0. But I do know it's in between 3 and 4. Why? Because what happens right here? It goes from positive to negative. Now remember, if you want to do an intercept, in order to intersect something, I got to put 0 in right here, and then that means I'm graphing that y equals 0 line, so I want to intersect that blue and red line, so I go to second, calculate, intersect, which is 5, move that cursor down there, and then just hit enter 3 times, so there's 3.5, 0, which is that one out there, I think. 3.5, 0. Am I going to see a good result? Oh, this is ugly. Oh, yes, Emma. Yes, Emma. Yes. This is ugly. Do you understand what we need to do now? On the x-axis, it should be this one right here. See? Alright, next question. Alright, here's another one. I was looking at a minute ago. So which of the following shows the graph of a line with a slope of 3/4 and a y-intercept of -2? Y-intercept of -2, a slope of 3/4. You'll start at -2 and use that slope. So up 3, right 4, it's a positive slope. So up 3, right 4, start at -2 on the y. Not the x, but start at -2 on the y. Yours isn't showing up. Oh, now it showed up. Okay. Hang on. Alright, so stop. So which one are we looking at?
Staff students, our baseball playoff game has been postponed, rescheduled for tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Alright, so y-intercept of -2 So that one doesn't cross at -2. That one does. That one does, and that one doesn't. So we're looking at these two right here. So we're going to use that slope, up 3, right 4. So if I'm right here, go up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not on that red line. So it should be this one. So up 3. 1, 2, 3, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should have been easy. Am I going to see good things? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yay. Woohoo. Oh, okay, now. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Let me get started. So now it says plot a point at the y-intercept of the following function. This is a tricky one though. Why? What's going on right here? That y isn't by itself, is it? So we've got to divide everything by 2. A couple different ways you can do this. You got to divide everything by 2. I personally would put all of this in parentheses, put that whole thing in parentheses, and then divide by 2. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to clear this out. Here. There we go. I would put parentheses 3 to the x, and then get out that exponent. Is it plus 4? Minus 4. Right, 3 to the x minus 4, close your parentheses, and then put divide by 2. And so you're going to graph it. You're going to put that whole numerator in parentheses. Do I need to turn one of the lights on, or are y'all okay? Anybody need it? Are you on a standard window? V6? So that question asks for plot a point at the y-intercept. So wherever that graph crosses the y-axis, put you a dot right here. Remember where it crosses the y is where the x is 0. So you could go to your table and find that point. You can go to your table and look at where x was 0. So if I graph this, here's what my graph looks like. Where the x is 0. And you can go to your table. Go to my table, look where x is 0, what my answer was. And decide what number it is. So up here and click on that point, and then put a point wherever you want to, wherever you think it crosses the y-axis. Good. Where does it cross? Where did this graph cross? It crossed right here. This is the y-axis, right? So it looks like negative, is it between -1 and -2? So if you go to your table, x is 0. What's y? -1.5. Am I going to see good things? Nope. You should have a point right here at -1.5. What did we do wrong? What made us miss that one? What did we? It was about half and half. That's alright. So what made us miss that one? Somebody missed it. Tell me what you did wrong. Because I got to know what you did wrong so I know how to help you. Please say, James. This one? Okay, alright. So James chose the x-intercept, not the y-intercept. Anybody else make a different mistake? Nobody? Okay. Alright, so the correct answer is that negative 1.5 is. All right, next question. All right, this time, what kind of graph is that? It's a quadratic. It's got a square on it. So you're going to graph it, because what's the y-intercept? You should not need your calculator for that. That equation gives you the answer. Now, if you don't recognize that, you can use your calculator and graph it and find out where it crosses the y-axis, but you do not need your calculator for that. That equation gives you the answer. Talk about this. Remember how many times I wrote up all those equations and I said, here's the starting point for a quadratic. See where that crosses? No, it's crossing somewhere down here, so I need to see more of my, I could go and do zoom out, or I could do zoom fit, whichever one I wanted to do. I still can kind of, if I zoom out is not the best. I don't normally use zoom out. If I have to do anything, I'll do zoom fit sometimes. It's still not the best. You want to see where on that y-intercept, remember, x is 0 at the y-intercept. X is 0, what is y? How do I know that in this equation? This right here is my y-intercept. Remember, you don't need your calculator for that. That number is the y-intercept. Am I going to see bad things? I hope I see good things. Good things, good things. Yay, a lot of good things. Alright, next question. Alright, now this time it doesn't say y-intercept, it says x-intercept. So where does it cross the x-axis? Oh, that didn't even start. Oh, sorry. I thought I hit it. My bad, sorry. X-intercept. You want to know where does it cross the x-axis? The first thing, I probably graph it. You can solve it without graphing. You can factor it, but you're looking for where y is 0. X-axis. Where is y 0? Difference with them. Over. Lord have mercy. Go back to the standard window. Come on. There we go. Alright, so that's what you should have got. Something that looked like that. Everybody answered? Nope. Everybody answered now? What did you get for your answer? C? -2, -5? Looks like -2 and -5. Good things or bad things? Good things? Oh, okay things. Not great things, okay things. What's happening is everybody else in that other class is seeing these pop up. So that tells me that somebody that's not in that class, or somebody that's not in our class, is not paying attention to what's going on. And I told you, you little program will tell me a lot. Alright, this time, a different little way they've asked it. So you've got that equation, 3x minus 5y equals 12. Is that a line, a quadratic, or an exponential? Line, quadratic, or exponential? It's a line. Does it have a square on it? Doesn't have a square on it, does it? Okay, so it's not, and there's no exponent with a variable up there. So it says the graph of this function would show the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So you're trying to graph this. Now remember, you can do this 2 or 3 different ways. You can cover up the x and then figure out what y is, or you can cover up the y and figure out what x is. You can do it that way. Or you can solve it for y and graph it and find the x and y intercept. However you want to do it. 2 different ways you can do it. You can cover up the x. You can put 0 in for x, and that'll tell me what y is. We've done it that way. And we can cover up the y, which means put 0 in for y, and figure out what the x is. You can use x and y intercepts, or you can solve it for y. You can solve it for y and graph it, however you want to do it. Remember, when you solve for y, you got to bring the ax over and then divide by the b. Give you a hint. The x-intercept, y is 0. The y-intercept, x is 0. You know that automatically, but and it says use, if necessary, improper fractions. So if it's like 2 1/2, you got to make that 5 over 2. So you're not doing decimals, you're not doing whole numbers. It's improper. Like if it's 2 1/2, you have to make it 2 times 2 plus 1, so 5 over 2. You got to make it improper. Bigger numbers on top, bigger numbers in the numerator. 2 different ways you can do it. Your choice. I prefer using the x and y intercepting finger one, but that's just me. Use the x and y intercepts. I cover up the x, like I pretend like I'm putting a 0 in for x and I figure out what y is. Like based on that, if I cover up the x, then I'm left with negative 5y equals 12, and I can solve for y from there. If I cover up the y, I can solve for x, because I'm left with 3x equals 12. The finger method, remember we talked about the finger method? To me, that part's easier. But you can solve it for y and graph it. Totally up to you. If you solve it for y, you're going to have to subtract 3x and divide by negative 5. Yeah. Yeah, you plug, I mean, they're not plugged in, you plug in. Pull the fan off of it. There you go. I ain't gonna lie, I'd laugh if I fell on you. Is it plugged in? I gotta turn it off. Set in the mood. Are we good? Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were good. Alright, so using the method I talked about, if I cover up the x, meaning I put a 0 in for x, what's y? 12 over, hello, what's y? 12 over negative 5. If I cover up x, it's gone. I'm left with negative 5y equals 12. So that's 12 over negative 5. Or, let's see, I don't know how they put in a negative on here. Negative 12 divided by 5. Now if I cover up the y, if I put a 0 in for y, what's x? 12 divided by 3, which is 4. Anybody get that? Couple, let's see. Oh, not good. Not good. Not good. And it may have been because you might have put it in wrong. Like if you put it in as a decimal, it would count it wrong. I mean, I know you did it right, but anyway. All right, next question. Oh, all right. So match each function with the description of its graph. So what you're going to do is graph each one of these. So start by graphing 2 times 1/2 to the, yellow again, 2 times 1/2 to the x, and then drag and drop whichever one goes with it. Am I going to see a good thing? I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Oh, yes. Can we keep it up? Let's see. Can we keep it up? Alright. Oh, a different way of asking something. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry. What do we know about the axis of symmetry? What do we know? We know a parabola has an axis that goes right, well, it's kind of like that goes right to the middle. It goes right through the vertex and the axis of symmetry. You got an x and a y. Which one is the axis of symmetry? Which one of these numbers? The x. Alright, so you're finding the minimum or the maximum. So graph it, and find the minimum or the maximum. You're looking for the x part and the minimum or the maximum. So graph it, find the minimum or the maximum. Graph it. That's what mine look like, graph. Look at what you got. That's what the one I got look like. So graph it. You want to see what I put in? Okay. So you graph it. Remember, this parabola has a line, an invisible dotted line going right through the middle of this. So you want to find the x part of the vertex. You got to do the minimum or maximum. You gotta go to the left of it, and you gotta go to the right of it, and you gotta hit the enter again one more time. Find the minimum Looks like we're looking for a min or a max. Looking for a maximum, right? So we go left of it, so we got to get second count, and we're doing the maximum, number 4. Move that cursor up there close to it. We go left, then we go right, and then we got to hit enter. Use your point, and okay. Good things or bad things? Good things? Bad things? Oh, there's those bad things. Oh, that's not bad. Only 2. Okay, that's good. Do we understand what we did wrong though? What we need to do? We can do the min and the max. Remember that makes it 3. It's kind of. Let me go back. All right, let's see how much better we can get. All right, so according to the equation below shown, the profit, be careful, in thousands of dollars, profit to you gentlemen, in thousands of dollars that a workshop makes depends on the amount of X in thousands of dollars that the workshop spends on marketing for a day. So to give you this equation, what is the maximum profit that the workshop can make in a day? So I gave you some hints there. What one word in there was the hint in that question? Maximum, yes. Maximum. Now, are you looking for the X or the Y? Is the maximum profit, which one is that, the X or the Y? Be careful. So you're going to do the negative x squared plus 2x plus 3, graph the X. Let's put that in there, negative x squared plus 2x plus 3, graph it. Just finding the maximum. This time we don't want the X, we want the Y part of the maximum. And yours aren't going to be in thousands, are they? Yours are going to be in regular numbers. But that's why they put that up there in thousands of dollars. Everybody good? Find the maximum. And the Y part of the maximum. So negative x squared plus 2x plus 3. Everybody get something already, or am I? Oh, okay. Negative x squared plus 2x. You have to see. You have to graph it. Place the answer. Okay. Good or bad?
Good.
Bad? Oh, well, here's what we did. Here's your max. So if you do second count max, you go left of it and hit enter. Go right and hit enter. And hit enter again. So are we looking at the 1 or the 4? 4, because that's the Y part, because they set up here the profit piece. So 4,000. Sorry. Oh, everybody. Oh, if everybody gets this next one right, we'll quit. Y'all can start this stuff. Oh, that's not hard though. Not hard. All right. It says which points on the graph represent zeros of the function. You gotta know what zeros are. Zeros, roots, solutions, x-intercept. So you click on any point that represents zeros. So I would graph it first. Zeros, roots, solutions, x-intercept, all mean the same thing. There could be more than one, yes. There could be more than one answer. Because that parabola could cross the x-axis twice. It could cross it twice, it could cross it once. X squared minus 7x plus 10. That's what I got when I graphed it. So what 2 points does it cross the x-axis? No pressure, no pressure. Click on the 2 points, or 1 point, or no point, I don't know. All right, here we go, the moment of truth. Yeah! Oh! Taylor, what'd you pick? You picked this one and, I watched you pick some of them. You should cross it 2 and at 6. Let's see. So you should pick that one and that one. Which one did you pick? I can hear what it is. Those 2 that I picked? Oh, you picked those 2. Oh, okay. But you see on the graph where it crossed those 2, right? Okay. All right, let's try one more. Oh. Find the zeros. Well, show up now? No. Yeah, but if it doesn't show up, you can't submit. All right, let me go back. Oh, you can see it? Oh, okay. 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. Let me type it. 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. If I can remember that. 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. Yeah. So that's what you might see that one better. It says, what are the zeros, I think? What are the zeros? X squared plus 43x plus 30. Oh, pressure's on. Find the zeros. Look at where it crosses the x-axis. Don't forget to hit submit. While y'all are coming in, don't forget you've got two things we got to finish today. Plenty of time. We have 2 sections there. We're just working on the group section right now. We're finishing up, hopefully. Thank you.
Started early.
Oh, we're good. Oh. Sorry.
Good luck.
Good luck. I didn't do anything to do with that. Alright, so those of you who just came back, go ahead and get started on your 2 sessions. We're finishing up ours right here. Or your 2 things. You got the graphs of linear, quadratic, and exponential, and the graphs of a function. Graphs of functions. So you got this one in your calculator, 4x squared plus 43x plus 30. You're looking for where it crosses the x-axis. Where does it cross the x-axis? A couple more people need to submit. looking? Are you good? All right, let's see. Oh, Alexis. Oh, what did you get wrong, Alexis? Which one did you choose? A, B, C, or D? You picked C? Oh, you had that negative right there. All right, that's okay. We'll stop right here. All right, so you've got your two assignments in there: the graphs of linear, quadratic, and exponential, and the graphs of functions. I'll show you which one it is. Let's go here. All right, so you've got graphs of linear, quadratic, and exponential, and graphs of functions. Make sure you're on the right one. You got plenty of time. You got like 30 minutes right now that you can be working on it.